I'm going to preference this video by apologizing to all steelbook collectors. The path I'm fixing to take you down, you will be spending all of your money. So a while back, this has been a few years, I stumbled across on Instagram a lady that makes custom slipcovers for steelbooks. She already had plenty to pick from, but she wanted me to buy a couple to see if I liked them. She's a graphics designer, so she knows what she's doing. She can make a picture look good. And she comes up with a lot of ideas herself, but then me and her started teaming up because I wanted some slipcovers for some pretty old school movies. So she liked the idea, but it's hard to find good high-res images, which is one thing you got to keep in mind if you do start working with her, is that you got to find those high resolution images, or it's just not going to work. Her Instagram handle is Buy Material Chick Custom Slips. A hashtag that you can follow is Buy Material Chick. A lot of those are mine. I have a stack of 34. I'll try to make it snappy. That sounds like a lot. They're also, I've got these in SCF2 slip covers from Steelbook Central. So she custom makes slip covers with artwork for the Steelbook. Then I put those in protective sleeves because I don't want anything to happen to these. Very high quality stuff. I really like her work. It is handmade, so please, if you get with her, don't be expecting some Manta Lab or HT Zeta style. I mean, it's good stuff, but this is handmade, and it does take her time. She is from outside the United States, but she's awesome to work with. I really, really enjoy her work. I'm going to try my best during these videos to do as little light shine as possible because they are inside these plastic sleeves to help protect them. So this was a little while into our working back and forth. She actually had this cover, I believe, already done. You know, she does good on the spine. She'll give you the either a Blu-ray or a 4K logo. She'll give you the studio. I mean, it's legit. It's legit. I believe this was the one where I had her. I can't remember on this one either. She already had this. I just changed out either the cover or the back image. It might have been the cover because I wanted to say this was her image. She was using a different cover, and I wanted to use this one. But for American Psycho, this is great. This is one that I was super excited to team up with her on. I found this. It's not a steelbook. It's a media pack or a future pack, whichever one you want to call it. But I really wanted to get, and I started looking for images, and images started coming out. I'm like, ooh, this would be a really good slipcover. So I got with her. We made this happen for 1 hour photo. It's just such a great, it's just simple. I liked it. I found this image. She added the title. Again, spine, you've got your studio, Blu-ray, and the back image. She actually cleaned this up. There was a lot going on in the background of this image, and she cleaned it all up to make the color match the front, so all the way around it's seamlessly the same color, this like off-white, almost yellow tone. She did a fantastic job with this one. I'm going to show you two on the next one. I purchased the Manta Lab one-click for $7, but I really only liked one edition of the 3, and of course I love their Steelbook edition they put out, but I had 2 other editions of 7 in Steelbook. So I thought, okay, I'll get the one-click box that I want, and then I'll have her custom make a couple of slips, and I'll kind of build my own one-click. So I kept the one Manta Lab edition from the one-click I liked, sold the other 2, and made her and she made these for me. She actually came up with both these designs she'd already come up with, so I just jumped on board. Here's one edition of 7 that she did. Almost like a full wraparound art. I really love this back image. The back image is really cool. And then she did this other, which is basically just like a smaller version of the Manta Lab one-click box. but she really loved their artwork, and she was able to get in there and kind of bring it down to a slipcover size. So it's kind of cool to have, you know, the box in a box sort of deal. But this little project turned out really cool. When I first got with her, she said, okay, pick out a couple you like, and I'll send them to you. That way you can see what my work looks like before we start really diving into stuff. And one of the ones I got from her was Kong Skull Island. This was one that she already had designed. I really liked the cover. The cover was great. And I really enjoyed the back image. The back image is also great. And again, ignore these little, this is the protective case that these are in. These little tabs here. I just like keeping them in here because I like keeping her artwork nice and fresh. I don't want to compact it on my shelves to risk anything happening to it. She has them professionally printed. She's not just doing this out of her house. You know, she designs all this on her computer and then goes and takes the file and has it professionally printed. So this is a very high gloss look to them. They look really, really, really good. This is one of the first ones I got from her. When I got this in, I said, yeah, that's great. Why did we waste all this time? Please make me 30 more. I mean, come on. This was one I really enjoyed working with her on, the Johnny Mnemonic one. I found this image and I said, let's take this image and make it the cover and let's wrap it around to the spine. I always like when images, especially full wraparounds. And then I found this image. This is actually from a Blu-ray release overseas. And I said, let's use that image for the back. It's really great artwork. That turned out really, really nice. That again is a future pack steelbook. It's a cool steelbook if you want to get it, or future pack, whatever you want to call it. I have a handful in my collection, but this slipcover really made it top notch. She, for a while, wanted to do a baby driver, I think, on this one. And so we teamed up, came up with this artwork. This artwork, I mean, it's been seen. There's an edition that used it. I don't remember which one it was right now. But the hot pink is super awesome. We debated on what to use for the cover, this image or this image, but I liked this one. I liked all the actors' names over here. And this is just a cool back image to have. From my most recent purchase, I just got 8 in. This was one of the 8, Point Break. I found this was actually a Blu-ray slip for an overseas edition. I really like this artwork. It gives it kind of an old school vibe. I really liked it, and then we just went with the classic image. This was another one that was hard to find images, not only in high resolution, but that weren't fan art. That's something we could talk about real quick. She doesn't like using fan art because you can technically get in trouble for that if you don't have the rights. But if it's out there, if the studio released it as any sort of poster or on any release, then it's there. You can use it, that's no problem. But if you start coming across fan art, she's not too keen on that. She's gotten yelled at. I don't think she's ever got sued or anything. But she's not keen on that. So don't get your hopes up if you find a drawing that somebody did that came off of some random ass website. She'll probably say no because she doesn't want to get in trouble. The next 3 I'm going to show you are all for It Chapter 1. I got a little bit of a problem, and I got several editions because they put out a crap ton of editions for It Chapter 1. So I said, well, if I'm going to slipcover one, I might as well slipcover them all. So the first one we did, I really like this. This black is really going to shine, so I'm going to have to hold it kind of weird. I really like, because you basically go from that Pennywise to that Pennywise. He's already had a little snack. I really like that one. The next one we did is a wraparound. I really want to start doing more of these with her, trying to find a panoramic, maybe like a wallpaper that people use for their screens. Because it's a full wraparound image. You got Pennywise, and you just keep going. The balloon goes onto the spine, and then there's Georgie on the back. So this was just a panoramic image, and we just wrapped it around it. We've done this a couple of times. I really like that, because when it's sitting on the shelf and you see that balloon, you're like, ooh, what's that? And you pull it out and you're like, oh, okay. This turned out really good. And this one, I posted all these on my Instagram. This was probably the one that got the most love. Everybody loves that image, but everybody really loves that image. When I found this in a really good resolution, I said, this needs to be the back, because that's just cool. She threw it on there, it turned out great. So she made me these 3. Probably gonna work with her soon on a couple of chapter 2s. I tracked down the Freddy vs. Jason Steelbook. And if you saw in a previous video of mine, I showed you the Nightmare on Elm Street media book box, and it had a spot left in it. I slid the steelbook in there, but it was still really loose. So I was like, well, if I make a slipcover for it, that'll really tighten up the fit. So we had this made. Found this image. I've always loved this image. It went great for a cover. And then we just did the classic versus image for the back. And this turned out really, really good. And it fits perfect in that box now. So my plan worked perfectly. Let's get into some fun ones. You want to? Okay. This one makes me laugh. I love it so much. The fact that she found this back, I think she came across this back image and was like, what about this one? I said, yes, that's amazing. But I tracked down this steelbook of the old original Batman movie with Adam West, right? So we came up with this cover, which I love because it makes it look like this like Dark Knight level Batman movie. But if you've seen this movie, you know it is campy as hell and it's fantastic. And then just to add to it, we found this back image. I love that. It's just this pyramid of everyone in the movie, but it all just blends together nicely. It's so great. It's such a great image. I want that on a t-shirt. If somebody could work on that for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'd give you $20. I mean, that seems fair. We also got together and did the 3 Batman movies that I talk about. You know, we got Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever. I'm sorry, I can't get on board for Batman and Robin. We can talk about it later. We came up with that cover for Batman, and we debated. She actually sent me images of using this back image as the cover, because it was really cool. She had the Batman logo going across the top. I was like, that's pretty nice, but I mean, you can't deny that. That's too cool. That's too cool. And then so when we jumped on to Batman Returns, I found that image, and I was like, please tell me we can use this image. And she said, oh yeah, we can use that image. And I said, great, because that's such a great image. And then we just have Keaton ready to whoop some ass on the back. And I don't care if you like it or not. I love Batman Forever. I think all around, you know, Val Kilmer was a great Batman. He was a great Bruce Wayne. And you got Jim Carrey. How can you go wrong with that? The problem is finding good high-res images. She found that, and I said yes, please, because I think that looks amazing. I really wanted a good high-res image of both Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones on the back. I thought that would look really good. Couldn't really find any out there that would transfer well. So I said, well, let's just do the classic. That was like the promotional poster all over the place when the movie came out. And it turned out great. So when Mantelab released Deadpool 2 with their crazy, awesome looking slipcovers, I was looking at my shelf and there's Deadpool 1 steelbook just sitting there, and then this awesome edition of Deadpool 2. I was like, that looks awful. So we're gonna need to make one for Deadpool. And she's like, I already have. I said, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. It looks good. But then I suggested a new back image. Because, come on, you know when you went into the theater and saw that poster, it just made you smile. And it looks awesome. I'm wanting to say she's done a couple of versions of this, but this is her version of V for Vendetta. I like that cover, that was really cool. And then she did this back. Turned out great. Usually when I order some that she already has made, I like to order 4 at a time, and I may have had like 2 or 3 ideas and that was it. So I would just order those and then pick one that she's already posted in the past. This was one of those. It was a really cool one that she did for Watchmen. Great back image. She even transferred like the rain falling on the spine. And then this back one's good. Another time I was working with her, I had like 2 ideas, so I needed 2 more, because again, I like to order 4 at a time usually. And she was like, I tracked down Hellboy. I was like, ooh, let's do Hellboy. And she had already done this one for Hellboy 1. Awesome back image. She had also already done one for Hellboy 2. there. And I believe the reason I got these two was because one of my ideas at the time was for the newer Hellboy. They released such great artwork for that movie. I wish the movie was a little better, but I had fun. But they released so many artwork to choose from, so it was hard to pick, but I always loved that cover. So we did that as the cover. She used that same background, wrapped it around to the spine, and then we used that image for the back. And even, that's one of the cool details, the drips, she took all the way to the bottom. She'll add the title up top sometimes. It's all just whatever you want. Be honest with me. There's still some to go. How many times have you checked your PayPal to see how much you got in there? Yeah, I know. You're gonna be poor. Well, one of the ones that I bought from her early because I thought it was amazing. It took me forever to get this steelbook, but I told her, when I get this steelbook, I'm buying that slip from you. She said, cool. And it was for the Crow. That cover I thought was such a great image. And then she put this on the back. But the victims, aren't we all, printed on top. Spine looks good. I really wanted this one. It took me forever to find this steelbook. It was on my list for a while. But then I had a custom steelbook made for Crow City of Angels. And so I was like, well, we've got to get a slipcover for that. The problem was finding a high-res picture. There are none that aren't just the poster. And I didn't want the poster because that's what was on the steelbook I had made. I wanted something different. I found this image. The image was a cover. They did a comic book series for the movie, and it was one of the covers. But I couldn't track down a good high-resolution picture of it. I even found people that were selling the comic on eBay, and I was like, can you just scan the cover of it and send that picture to me? Nobody would help me out. So what I did find was a postcard, a promotional postcard set on eBay. It was dirt cheap. It came with like 5 or 6 postcards, and one of those postcards was this image I was looking for. So my thought was, order that, I'll scan it. I've got a good scanner, and I'll send her the file. Got it in, scanned it, looked like crap. The scan looked awful. I changed all my settings. I even went to another person's house to use their scanner. It always looked like crap. So I was getting really bummed because I really wanted this to be the cover. So she made the suggestion, go to a room with really good light, get your phone, and just take a picture. Get close enough, make sure there's no glares, and just take a picture. Let me see if I can work with it. I said, okay. I took the picture, I sent it to her. A couple days later, she sends me an image back of it on her screen, and it worked out perfectly. I love that picture. That is a great, great cover. And I'm so glad this worked out. It took us way too long to do it. And the back is a good story. I came across this image, and what this was a glossy that somebody had scanned that had the actor's autograph all in this area. And she just went in there, because like I said, she knows what she's doing. And she took out the autograph so we could use this image. You can't even tell. But this cover, this is by far one of my favorite ones that I've done with her. Because the work that I put in to try to get this cover was so much. But it turned out great. Has anybody else noticed how long this video is? Are you still with me? Ah, you must be dedicated as hell. A word? Here's one we did. Love it because it's simple. 500 Days of Summer. I love this image, and on the back, all I sent her was this picture and that quote, and she made it happen, and it looks great. Look at that. Tell me that don't make you cry. All right, I love this movie. This turned out great. We're gonna start flying through these because I know you guys are not gonna stick around past 30 minutes because I wouldn't. Earlier, when I told you, she's told me to order 2 so you know what they look like. I ordered Kong Skull Island. I also ordered her Goonies. I thought that image was great. I was like, I love that movie. I have that steelbook. Let me get the Goonies. And she took that pretty much the same color idea, wrapped it around, and you've got that image on the back. She did such a great job on this. I love it so much. I was really excited when I got these. I was like, yes, I'm gonna order, you take my money, take all of my money. This is when we started getting into old movies. They were hard images to find. I don't think she enjoyed doing these because they're hard to do. But it was fun. It was so much fun. And when they all worked out, it was amazing. War Games. Look at that. Look how great that turned out. I love this steelbook. I love this movie. We even found that image. Everything was great. High def. Princess Bride. What? Yes. This steelbook is ugly as hell. I'm sorry. The movie's great, but the steelbook is ugly as hell. And I even sent her an image to say, this is what the steelbook looks like. And she said, why? I don't know. So we did this image as the cover, and then you turn around the back and it's just the same idea on the image. I love that so much. It just shows you the story and then the storytelling. This one turned out great. I love this one. Another one that turned out great was I found I believe it was a DVD, either cover or slipcover, old release of this movie. And the cover image was amazing. I was like, let's use this. Can we use this? And she was able to get it, make it fit for the Rocketeer. This cover is awesome. I love this trim around it. The imagery turned out great. She found this image, and again, this was one, there was a lot going on down here, and she fixed it. She just made it like him flying through the sky. But that cover, I was so glad to find that cover, and I'm so happy that it worked. Another one that was super fun, Dick Tracy. Great steelbook, great movie. If you've never seen this movie, what are you doing? Why are you watching this? Go away. Go. This movie's great. I love this cover. It was simple. We even got Warren Beatty himself right there on the back. I love this. It's so great. It's a classic movie. I was glad this worked out. One that was a little harder to find because, again, images, high-res images are really, really tough. So we went with Willow. This was one, there was some good artwork out there, but again, it was all fan art. She didn't want to use it. That's fine, I get it. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So basically for the back was that we found a high-res image of just that portion and made that the back. Overall, this turned out great. I love this movie. So yeah, I was happy that this turned out the way it did. You're fixing to say, what? What? That's right. That's Howard the Duck. You see this cover? That cover is what you get when you live in the UK. You get this cover on your Blu-ray. That's rude. I love that cover. So we took it and we put it here. Cause that's, what? What? And on the back, you just get your classic, you know, there's always this image, him popping out of the egg, the duck hat bill out of the egg, the same old, same old. What? That's right. That's right. Go clean yourself off after that. This is one that I was so excited to do. I love this movie. I found a website and all they do is have high-def, high-res scans of old VHS. Front, spines, back. That's all they do. I don't remember the website at all, or I would tell you where to go. I used it one time for this. We took the original VHS artwork and put it on a slipcover for Flight of the Navigator. What? I love this because it's got that old school pixelated, you know, like when you know what I'm saying? It's awful, but it's great. But I love this. It even shows some wear that the old VHS cover had because this was such a high-res scan. I love that so much. The wear on it, on the side right here, she even kept where it looked like the VHS tape was. We kept all of the VHS hi-fi stereo symbols on the back. You got all the writing, all the pictures. This was great. Again, the wear and the tear. You can tell where there was a crease in the original VHS. Walt Disney Home Video at the bottom. Oh my God, I was so excited for this. This steelbook is amazing. But to put this on it, I need to find that side again because I got more ideas. So happy this turned out good. We're gonna end this video with one of the latest ones I got. Posted on Instagram. Out of all the ones I believe I've ever posted from her, it got the most love. Why nobody ever used this image for any of the premiums that have come out for this movie, I have no idea. And there's still some premiums to come, so maybe they will. But this Joker, I love that picture. This is just a nonchalant picture that the director took just on set one day. He put it out there. And I love this picture. And she took this, she took the colors of this, wrapped it around to the spine, and then we used this image. She even brought over that color to include here. So the color again just wraps around and brings it full circle. I love this. I love this movie. I have way too many editions of this movie. That'll be another video. Once I have one very important edition of this movie, I'll do that video. That's it. Thank you. If you've watched this entire thing, thank you. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, but I've been waiting for those last few to come in, especially that Joker. If I was gonna show off the collection, I wanted that one to be in there. So this video took a long time to make, but it's super awesome. Again, go down in the description to find her username on Instagram and go check her out, work with her, get her your images, look at the things that she's already made. All these are available to buy through her. I keep saying me and her work together, but it's still her work. So any of these can be bought. All you gotta do is say, hey, I saw this on Stills Raising 4Ks. Can I get this? And she will say, indeed. Again, if you live in the US, because she's outside the US, buy 4 at a time. Make the shipping make sense. She packs well, she takes care of it. Ask her, she will even include a little collector card with a number on it. You can pick those images too, front and back. I've done that on a few. In other editions that she's made for people, she's actually done the collector cards like postcard sizes. She'll do it all. She does a great job. And again, remember, these are handmade. It takes time. It's gonna be amazing. I am so sorry that all of your money is fixing to be spent. But I think it's a great idea. Thank you so much for watching this entire video. Please subscribe, like this video. Any comments that I can answer, please post them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I gotta put all these back on the shelf now. I hope I remember where they all go.